What's going on? What's going on? We back. Goodfella Sports TV. Y'all know the business is Mr. One Time for the one time. Always. Don't keep pumping that content out, man. Hopefully y'all enjoying the boxing content. Hopefully enjoying the rest of the content we dropping as well. Always remember, check our playlists. I try to keep them updated every other couple days. So something that we doing to kind of categorize the content and um eventually I'll be back to doing some of these series, man, like the Mayweather Effect series, Forgotten Fighters. But right now, Retro Hoop series, food for thought. I'm gonna get back to doing some of them things in the near future. At least, beginning of the new year, I'll start picking up most of them. But I want to have revive some of them before the end of the new year, the end of the old year, excuse me. But make sure you check. We got all the live streams in one series of recent note. Welterweight boxing, talk, music, entertainment, NFL. We got a whole playlist dedicated to the heavyweights. Whole playlist dedicated to the prospects, up and coming boxers. Boxing news, college sports playlist. That's one of the new ones. Boxing rumor playlist. Middleweight boxing talk playlist. Fight prediction playlist. Retro hoop series. That's a newer one. I'm gonna build on that. Food for thought. Current events. I'm gonna build on that. Ducking boxing. I'm gonna build on that. That's still got some few videos. Mayweather Effect series. I'm gonna continue to build on that. MMA, Forgotten Fighters, women's boxing, hood series, classic or not, golf. I'm gonna continue to build on a lot of those series. So make sure you always check and stay current with our playlist, man. And make sure you check us out on Twitter. It tells you every time we drop a video, you can tweet it, retweet it out. Appreciate it. But yeah, one thing that went down today that I noticed. Salute to Phantom One, Sweet Science. I see you. I seen your DAZN video. I'm gonna talk about it. Gangs PP, what it do? Boxing Fan 214. What's going on? We're gonna talk about some boxing real quick and start a couple minutes early. So I want to get a good, healthy stream in. It's a big football game on tonight. Chiefs and the Rams. I think it's the biggest football game of the year, in my opinion. Usually when you see a lot of games that got a ton of scoring, on paper, sometimes it don't end up like that. Same thing in boxing. When it seems like a can't miss knockout fight and they go the distance, everybody like, but same principle apply other sports as well. Alex Santos, salute all the way from the UK. What's going on, man? And yeah, man, Mayweather Promotions is promoting, Pacquiao fight. It was a joke about 4 or 5 years ago, or maybe 2 to 3 years ago. Probably longer than that now. Probably 5, 6 years ago now. Because what Mayweather and Floyd fought in 2015 or 14. A little bit before that, Floyd said that Pacquiao should sign to Mayweather Promotions and all of that. He should sign to Al Heyman, Bob Arum raping him. And he was right, man. What's so funny about it is guys leave Top Rank and people talk about the reputation of PBC fighters. Guys leave Top Rank and get the fights they really want. Mikey Garcia left Top Rank. Became a title holder, a unified title holder at lightweight, won another belt at 140-pound junior welterweight. He held something other than a WBO belt. He finally got the WBC belt. He got the IBF belt. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the IBF belt again at 140. Or then he got it at 140 and got it again at lightweight. So Manny Pacquiao getting fights that he wanted. He wanted Adrien Broner fight. That's a fight that he wanted. He wanted Danny Garcia fight. That could happen. That's a fight that they was always in talks. He getting a Floyd rematch. It's a fight. Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao left Top Rank, and now they're getting the fights they want. I don't look at it as Manny Pacquiao working for Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Floyd, TGBT Promotions, Manny Pacquiao Promotions, Adrien Broner, About Billions Promotions. They signed a couple fighters. Destiny Cat, I heard he's pretty good. Slick Dex, he pretty good. Think he'd be better than Broner. Robert Reacher Jr. is not About Billions Promotion fighter. I don't think neither is Rasheed Warren, but it is what it is, man. I don't knock Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have been able to fight in the United States, without Al Heyman. That's what people forgetting. People Cachell Alexander salute. Oh, yeah, you missed the number. No, you ain't missed it. I'm going to get to it, family. Just give me some time. I'll get to it. I got all the numbers except for the last fight. And then We got some other information on the zone too I want to share. The Sweet Science did the video on it, so make sure you subscribe to the Sweet Science. He on this video grind, he in the chat. All right, but you know, Manny Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying? You know, you can't knock him. You know, without Al Haymon, he would not be able to fight in the United States. And that's an actual fact. So don't forget it. Bob Arum wasn't willing to pay off Manny Pacquiao IRS debt. That's what Al Haymon did. Al Haymon paid that debt off knowing that he going to make his money back with Manny Pacquiao. You know, at the minimum, he going to make his money back when he fight Floyd Mayweather. And that just tells me that they got the net worth for Al Haymon on $15 million. He worth way more than $15 million. This man worth billion, at least $1 billion. You don't make a billionaire in Floyd Mayweather and then you ain't got $1 billion. Or you ain't somewhere close in the neighborhood. And that's a fact. So he allowed Manny Pacquiao, you know, that's one of the deal. That was probably a deal breaker. Well, that was a deal maker, excuse me. That he was able to get Manny Pacquiao to fight back in the U.S. And Manny Pacquiao can step off the U.S. plane and step on U.S. soil without getting arrested, without the IRS coming to mess with him. So, you know, that's a victory in itself. And Pacquiao know he gonna fight the best competition. Manny Pacquiao know who he gonna fight after Broner. He gonna have probably 3 pay-per-view fights this year. Al Haymon gonna get his return on his investment with Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao can do whatever he want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why they put Broner in there. They gonna make some good money with Broner. Beat the hell out of Broner. He might have a fight versus Danny Garcia or Lamont Peterson. Beat the hell out of one of them, and then they probably do Mayweather towards the end of 2019. You know, it's a wild card that possibly they want him to fight Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. Both talked about Manny Pacquiao. Came out Keith Thurman mouth and came out of Errol Spence mouth. You know, so, you know, Pacquiao showing that he ain't ducking nobody. It's like when people say, well, PBC fighters duck. Yeah, all fighters duck and marinate and let shit build. That's just, you know, what this era representing right now, the business era of boxing. When you look back 20 years from now, 30 years from now, we breathing, or we in our casket, or we ashes to ashes, dust to dust in an urn, and we can look back and our spirits can look back. This is going to be known as the business era in the sport of boxing. You know, I'm finding a coinkydink, you know, a quinky dink, Michael Johnson salute. I don't find it a quinky dink that Oscar De La Hoya left Bob Arum and fought who he wanted to fight and was part of the biggest grossing pay-per-view ever with Floyd Mayweather. Same thing with Mayweather. He shook Bob Arum and became his own, learned to become his own boss and learn how to do his own stable. And he made a whole bunch of money with Oscar De La Hoya without Bob Arum, with a whole bunch of other fighters. Mikey Garcia, he left Bob Arum and he touched other belts other than the WBO belt. His name wasn't blowing up the way it's blowing up with PBC now. And obviously he had a different level of his career in more prominent weight classes, but that's the God honest truth. You know, I believe he getting more than 10% in this situation. I believe he getting more than 10%, you know, to be honest. You know, because he allowed Manny Pacquiao. I'm telling you, he got rid of Manny Pacquiao IRS problem. So he gonna get his money on that return, trust me. He, you know, ain't no powerful businessman just out here doing handouts. He getting his return on Manny Pacquiao on or off the books. So Manny Pacquiao had a 30 million, 40 million, whatever the IRS debt they did. Al Haymon probably knew some people that got that debt reduced to the percentage of it. You know, IRS just want a percentage of it. They give you a high number to scare you off. And if you dumb enough to pay the higher number, pay it. But if you're smart enough to go delegate it to people in other agencies that can lower the number, they used to work with the IRS and know some things. Manny Pacquiao debt got lessened. Whatever it was probably a fraction. Excuse me, get my water. It's probably a fraction of what it actually was. So it may have got took down to $10, $20 million. Al Haymon make sure of that, but Pacquiao paying that money back. Trust me. Trust me, he getting a return on that Manny Pacquiao. He getting a return. Trust me. Al Haymon getting a return on Pacquiao. He ain't just making where this dude could fight on U.S. soil, and he only getting a set percentage. Like I said, on or off the books. You don't make a way for somebody and pay $10 or $15 million or front them the money. Same thing with Antonio Tarver. Same when he paid Antonio Tarver casino debt. When he paid Antonio Tarver's casino, you think Antonio Tarver ain't pay Al Haymon that money back? He continued to fight on after that, and he went back on TV calling fights. He went on TV. That Al Haymon not about to pay 10, 15, 20 million dollars in taxes and not get his return back. That ain't smart. Like I said, on or off the books, he got his money. He gonna get his money back. Al Haymon going rate ain't even 10% for what I understand. A lot of them fighters, he don't even take 10% from. He got his return back on Pat. You ain't gonna just Bob Arum in the interview said, man, he basically said I wasn't willing to pay that shit. He said I couldn't do nothing for Manny Pacquiao to get back to the United States. And this is Bob Arum is a lawyer. You think he would know some lawyers that dealt with the IRS? You know? You would think he knew some lawyers or something that can handle Pacquiao's situation. He wasn't willing to do it. He wasn't willing. He said, I couldn't do nothing for him. You know, and Al Haymon was able to let him step on U.S. soil without getting sued. So on the books, he probably taking 10 to 15, but Pacquiao paying that money back. Homeboy ain't doing no handouts. No real boss is doing no handouts. As soon as he paid Antonio Tarver debts in Vegas. Antonio Tarver was back fighting on TV, on Spike, calling fights. You're gonna pay that money back to Uncle Al. Trust me. You're gonna pay that money back. Oh yeah, Antonio Tarver way better than I don't know. I ain't heard Lennox in a minute, to be honest. I can't speak on Lennox. But then I remember Lennox was on HBO, I believe. But Antonio Tarver was the best thing on TV. He was better than Roy. He was better than Paulie. Easily better than both of them. In my opinion. Antonio Tarver was the best guy calling fights. But when he critiqued Latif Coyote and then they fought, he would critique them from the microphone ringside. They fought. He popped dirty. CBS Showtime didn't want shit else to do with Antonio Tarver. But like I say, man, the Broner Pack press conference, Broner tried to, light it up, and people, you still got those people that say, oh, he's just ignorant like Floyd, and Earl Spitz and Crawford shouldn't sell themselves out like Adrien Broner, and that's the difference. That's why Adrien Broner is not that you got to do it in an ignorant manner. It's a character. The same way these y'all women like loving hip hop characters, that ain't no real life stuff. The same way you like people on Empire, the same way you like cats on The Shy, on Survivor Remorse, Billions, Ray Donovan, Trade, Game of Thrones. It's an act. It's an act. It's an act. Adrien Broner, when he up there, all the other stuff he do, he got a problem. When he up there, it's an act to sell the fight. And what's so bad about it is that he can't find anybody that can match his wits on the microphone. Maybe Sean Porter. It was Kenny that was trying to match wits, but Kenny couldn't go back and forth with him. Madonna, he didn't speak English. He couldn't go back and forth with him. Paulie Malignaggi matched wits for him, and that fight was bigger than what people thought it was. Paulie was about the only one that I think that matched wits with him, talking shit. Manny Pacquiao, if Manny Pacquiao talked shit and spoke great English or clear English instead of saying if Manny Pacquiao talked clear, it'll be a wrap. This fight will break 1 million pay-per-view. Might do 2 million if Pacquiao talked to it, but Pacquiao, he got clout. He a legend. He got him coming off a win. He got momentum. So it should do well. They picked a bad time after the holidays. To come back and do boxing, in my opinion. They picked a bad time to do his pay-per-view, but tickets price started at $100. I don't think that was bad. All the way $1,500 to ringside. I don't think that's bad neither. At all, man. But Broner, people don't understand it's an act. He know how to keep himself relevant. Could he do it in a cleaner manner when he look back and say, some of the things he did on press conference was ignorant and stupid? No. Because the same sack of money he said on, that's why if Broner was humble and quiet and respectful at these press conferences, Broner would be an afterthought with Showtime. Nobody had thought about Broner. Broner would be somewhere like Brandon Rios on the zone fighting Canelo brother. But his mouthpiece keep him relevant. Now, all the other stuff he do outside the ring, allegedly punching fans and leaking sex tapes and getting sued and going around being ignorant in interviews and eating chicken wings and getting 30 pounds, 40 pounds overweight, whatever he is, hey, that is ignorant. But when you up there, it's about business. And it's about selling your brand and selling yourself and that's opened the door for about billions, and that opened the door for him to get this fight. It did. That's the difference. And on top of that, he's a very vulnerable and beatable fighter. But what he brings with a mouthpiece is that false belief and false hope, and his abilities will finally show up one day. He said the same thing versus Mikey. You know, because easy, if Mikey Garcia, let's keep it a buck, man. If Mikey Garcia didn't want to fight Errol Spence, really wanted to fight the Manny Pacquiao, he could have that fight. Real talk. He get that fight over Broner because he is in the Mexican fan base. So Mikey Garcia ain't really got to sell himself like Adrien Broner do. Y'all feel what I'm saying? It would help if Mikey Garcia was a little bit more vocal, and a lot of people learned how smart he really is, and how, you know, he went through the police academy and they kind of spotlighted his lifestyle, which I believe they will do with All Access if they do it with Errol Spence and him. But Broner is just flamboyant. He what the kids like. He was popping. You know what I'm saying? It's not the ignorance. You know what I'm saying? The ignorance people be shaking their head at, but when he on the stage, it's the arrogance. It's the character. And that's why he be able to stay relevant. He can look back at some of the stuff he did outside the ring and say, I was dumb and young and woo, woo, woo. I agree. But the stuff he do on the stage to sell himself, same thing Floyd used to do. It ain't that they know they sell out, so they ignorant, they make the culture look bad. No, it's they making their pockets look better. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. If Floyd never talked that junk to Oscar De La Hoya, man, Floyd wouldn't be making 8-figure fights, 8, 9-figure fights, fight paydays. He wouldn't be making that. And to be honest, if Floyd wasn't making 8, 9-figure paydays, that wouldn't have drove the market up for Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they wouldn't have made the half the money they made. You know, if Floyd didn't go out there and talk that shit. And once he talked that shit and he sold his brand, he didn't have to go out there and talk shit no more. He didn't have to do it no more. Boxing has been always about characters and mystique. Muhammad Ali was a character. Jack Johnson was a character. Sonny Liston and George Foreman were bad men. You know what I'm saying? As far as they were Mike Tyson was the most feared and most powerful punching man. So their persona was built into their fighting style, was built into their attributes. So I ain't got to go out there and be flamboyant. I ain't got to go out here and talk because I'm knocking cats out and I'm a heavyweight guy. I'm the most feared man. What they talking about, what Triple G, they said Triple G was? George Foreman, Sonny Liston, Mike Tyson was all that and some. And all that and some. So you either got some guys that got punching power and just got the demeanor and excel, especially if you're a heavyweight champion. You know, see this shit that Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder is, man, they trying to revive the division. Man, if George Foreman and Tyson and them in that era, they ain't had to do much. They had that aura and that glow. Y'all get what I'm saying? So they ain't have to sell a character. But Muhammad Ali, he sold the character. Sugar Ray Leonard, nice, clean cut boy to the public. Was a bad guy behind. Well, he was I don't say bad as far as, but he did some things behind the public eye. You know? So that's the difference. You got to sell your brand and sell yourself. And if you ain't gonna sell yourself or sell your brand, you're gonna sell yourself short. You're leaving a ton of money right now. That what Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford did, what they did in you know, Saturday night in OKC, you can't buy that promo. That was the best moment of the year. Better than any press conference. That was the best moment of the year. That was the highlight for most fans this year. And if they can show that type of colorful personality, you know, they can show that friendly, clean competition and how people genuinely will see them fight. Like I said before, my barber had never heard of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. And this was like a month or two ago. He never heard of them. And you know what I'm saying? So they got plenty of work to do, and stuff like that is just going to sell them. NBA film salute. The most hated boxers were the most memorable and always got big paydays. Muhammad Ali was hated. Contrary to what people want to believe, Muhammad Ali was one of the most hated fighters on the planet. Quincy, salute. Yeah, Broner is hilarious. Everybody don't have that type of personality, and that type of person, they can't let it flow like that. Floyd always didn't have that. Floyd let that build. He had to work on that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Crawford and all the rest of them, Keith Thurman, he seemed to have like that personality and was good at talking stuff, but we found out he liked to have his tail between his legs. He pissed when he sit. La D, salute. One King, salute. He said, Broner don't mind fighting nobody. He get my respect. Most of these fighters scared to lose. Exactly. You forget Adrien Broner. Adrien Broner went out his way to fight Madonna. He let the fans pick Madonna. He went through with it. Al Heyman and them didn't want him to fight Madonna. Josh Pop, salute. Hey, Josh Pop said, I don't think Errol Spence cares. And he said he don't think Errol Spence cares who knows him or who cares about him. Guess what? Then at the end of the day, you know, he must be content with what he making. A lot of these fighters content with making $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 million. You know what? And I noticed this with a lot of black people, man. And I say black people because this is who I conversated with, all right? I noticed this with a lot of black people. A lot of black people got a limit on their head. And a limit in their head. You know, I was talking to this one old dude I used to work with as a fire marshal years ago, you know, at the Chrysler plant. And one of the guys, he was a security guard. And we used to, you know, sit up there and sometimes we didn't have shit to do. We used to sit up there and watch like old Piston films, watch the whole 89, 88 through 90 playoff runs and they win championships and just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, we got to talk about how much money is too much money. But that's what he said. I was like, man, shit, I want it all. Well, I was that shit. I want, man, for me to stop working forever, I needed $500 million. Oh, that's too much money. I don't need. I said, shit. That's how. And I conversate with more black people. Most black people think it's a ceiling. Your greatest entrepreneurs, greatest businessman, Warren Buffett, still getting every dollar. You know what I'm saying? Bill Gates still getting every dollar. You got to get every dollar. It ain't no limit. As long as there's money to be made, it's work to be done. So a lot of these fighters, I say that to say this, a lot of these fighters are content, but at the end of the day, once you see you ain't reinvested your money, you ain't invested your money in business, your personality didn't get you the endorsements you should have got, your promoter, they don't no longer get boxers in the endorsements. You don't see boxers in Gatorade commercials, Under Armour commercials that much, workout commercials, protein commercials that much. So if you build your brand up and become a brand and let your personality flow, all that endorsement money. Chad Johnson with Ocho Cinco said that, you know, he lived off endorsement money. For a large part of his career, he lived off endorsement money. He said all the Bugattis, or I'm just paraphrasing, all the expensive cars and all the expensive BS he bought that with endorsement money. So it's a lot of endorsement money that more, you can make more endorsement money than what these boxers make in a career. I mean, Nike handing out and Reebok handing out lifetime contracts. You know, if a boxer was innovative enough to get in where they fit in and not be Adrien Broner and scare brands away and be so controversial and be so ignorant, but if you could find that meshing point where there be a popular fighter and still kind of keep it, you know, clean enough where you can get with Nike and get with this guy. I was watching Shut Up and Dribble, the second episode. I missed the third one. I started doing some reviews on that. You know, Michael Jordan had all these endorsements. You know, too many, he said. So these boxers, it's people that's willing to invest in boxing, but boxing gotta say boxing. They gotta make the best fights happen. You know, they gotta make boxing accessible. They gotta get out here and do the late night talk shows. They gotta get out here, do these interviews, show love to the old media, the new media. You know what I'm saying? Get out here and be in the public eye, and all that's gonna come. There's money out here that boxers not even getting that's going below their eyes. That's below their feet. There's plenty of money out here for them. A lot of money out here, man. A lot of endorsements. You know, a lot of these guys are looking for the next best thing in sports. And why not? Why should it be lacrosse? No, why should it be soccer? Why not boxing? Why should it be NHL? Why not boxing? You know? And they just waiting for a Muhammad Ali type of figure. And Deontay Wilder trying hard to be that guy. Obviously, Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn denying him right now to be that guy. But, you know, hey, so be it. You know, so be it. You know, but it's money out here for these dudes. Other money they got, but a lot of these dudes are comfortable. And if you ain't worth billions, it's guys that squander billions. You know, if your whole family ain't out of debt, if your whole family ain't living good, If you don't own a chain of Burger Kings or a chain of all these restaurants, if your money ain't invested and you still making money without boxing, you know, real hard money without boxing, then you ain't did it right enough. You ain't did it good enough. You know? But, you know, at the end of the day, they learn. It's the way Riddick Bowe went broke. It's the way Mike Tyson went broke. It's the way Evander Holyfield went broke. You know, it's the way all these fighters go broke. It's the way Muhammad Ali went broke till he sold his name. You know, it's the reason why Joe Frazier was living above the gym, you know, and growing broke. You know? It's a reason for that. It's a big reason. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no limit. All boxers that made way more than what these fighters make today, man. All of them. AJ, Canelo, you name it. There's fighters that made way more than them today, man. Back in the day. Especially with inflation. It's guys that made way more and went broke. You know? But, hey, let these niggas keep continuing to sit on their money and stay and get content and blow money on jewelry. I would think, man, before I get to the next topic about the WBC and you know, the WBC and Charlo and Canelo, we're gonna talk about that, all right? Before I get there, man, you know, you would think our black hip hop entertainers, all right, you would think our black entertainers, our sports guys, you would think they would have learned that all this excessive jewelry and Cuban links and the Rollies and the Frank Bueller's and whatever, Jacob the Jeweler watch, I don't know if they still wear them, the fruity chains they used to wear, platinum, gold, white gold, all these excessive diamond earrings. You would think these dudes would have learned from artists in the past. You would see artists saying, man, jewelry depreciate faster than a car. You know what I'm saying? You would think they'd know that icing out a Rolex depreciate the Rolex. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be loud and they want to buy this useless jewelry, and it's cool to have, you know, until you try to turn it back in and you need to return on it, and it ain't worth nothing. You would think these dudes will learn from the rest of the entertainers in the and you know, people, you can say it's their money. You can say it's their money. Tom Sawyer, what's going on? You can say it's their money, but guess what? I don't want to see these brothers end up like Riddick Bowe and Tyson and a lot of rappers and a lot of rappers. All these rappers walked around with all these chains of ice on. You listen to their story. A lot of them tell you jewelry was my worst investment. That was my worst investment. And these dudes ain't making the money type of money that a Ja Rule and Nelly was making back in the day. They were Ja Rule and Nelly was the hottest acts in their respective eras. One of the hottest acts. DMX was one of the hottest acts in his respective era. Allen Iverson had a lifetime contract with Reebok and an annuity or something like that. His boy set up. That's the only reason they say it is vacant. You know, like I say, man, you think more of these brothers took the LeBron route, you know, and showing guys how to invest into their community and invest in different businesses, put their team on and everybody be wealthy. Derrick Rose got his brother and his friend a part of his lifetime contract with Adidas. Each year they get millions of dollars through them. So, you know, it's now you just see people falling into the same trap, the same redundant trap. And how many stories we're gonna have to see, you know, before these youngins wake up about that shit, man. You don't see Bill Gates with chains on. You don't see Warren Buffett with the rollie on. You know, you don't see that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's wrong or it ain't cool. You want to, you know, you from the hood, you want to shine, but hey, you know, I want to see these brothers wise up, man, and really, you know, put they balls out there and grind. And I want to see all these dudes become $100 million millionaires, you know, whatever you call it. I want to see all these dudes get up there and make $100 million, man, and do what's best for them. Not, you know, just based off what they made in the sport of boxing. I want to see them go out there and reinvest it into their own business, reinvest it into to other things. And I want all these dudes to be secure. I don't want to see 10 years from now seeing a lot of fighters saying I'm broke, you know, broke up, no life insurance, no health insurance, and they all messed up, man. I don't want to see that, man. You know, we fuck around and retire, and we got more than the boxers got. You know, that's sad because ain't no 401ks in this. You know, Yeah, Alexander said most people working class roots are financial literate. That's the reason why folks that hit the jackpot go poor. Yep. And all this is accessible now. You know, you go on the internet and learn how to invest. You go to Fred page, just Patreon, and learn how to invest money. All of you go get a portfolio. You know, you go to, you know, Fidelity right now, and somebody, one of them accountants, sit down and can show you a little bit. You know, but hey, let's talk about the WBC. They still want to do Charlo and Triple G. Mauricio Suleiman Jr. did an article in the boxing scene. This came across on my social media feed, Facebook. I missed this article, man, but let me see. I'm gonna pull it up. Put it up. I'm trying to pull it up. Give me 1 second for y'all. They still want to do this, you know. They still hoping that I'll give me 1 minute, man. I gotta pull up another way. They still want to do this this Canelo and Triple G joint, man. And I don't understand why. Seriously. 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to pull it up. I can't find it. I just had the article pulled up. Here we go, right here. I'll put the article link in the description. It says the WB. It came up Monday, November 19th. That was today at 5 in the morning, basically. It says the WBC press, Mauricio Suleiman Jr. I hope Golovkin versus Charlo Eliminator will happen. Okay. Let's go to the quotes. He says, on December 15th, Canelo will move up to super middleweight to challenge regular champion, challenge WBA regular champion Rocky Fielding. He's a champion, and the rules allow the champion to request a special fight, as we have done countless times in the past. So he will be fighting. He will be representing WBC, and after that fight, we will see what the decision is. Suleiman said to Boxing News. Golovkin made a request to receive immediate trilogy fight with Canelo, but WBC denied his request, ordered him to face WBC interim champion Charlo. In the final eliminator, the winner will land Canelo. Charlo is taking a stay busy fight next month against Willie Monroe. Golovkin is not planning to fight again until next year. WBC ordered Charlo, who is the interim champion and mandatory to fight. Y'all heard, and mandatory to fight against Golovkin, because Triple G lost his title in a highly disputed close fight and deserved to remain close to the action. Said instead of ordering Charlo to go directly as a mandatory, Golovkin requested a direct rematch, and Canelo requested a voluntary. We mixed everything up. We ordered Charlo Golovkin. Hopefully it will take place. The winner of that fight is a major attraction to fight Canelo. I feel happy. I hope it happens. We will see. Now look here. Now look here. Mark Wonderlick, Utah in the house. I see you. Okay. They still hoping to do this fight, all right? We all know, and we've seen it several times. I've talked about here go the article link right here. I've talked about Tom Loeffler like a couple weeks ago, just did an interview saying that, Charlo fighting Willie Monroe, that the fight can't happen, and Charlo doing this, and we would like to make that fight, but Charlo busy, like, a whole bunch of BS. All right. We know he came on the article and said they didn't want the fight. All right. The WBC know Golovkin don't want to fight Charlo. It ain't gonna happen, So at the end of the day, stop playing with it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead before Canelo fight Rocky Fielding and make a ruling. Period. And reading that article and reading it this time and reading it out loud and not reading it while I'm on the go. Let's go back to something that's special that he said. All right. Let me go back to something special that he said in his article, all right? And I don't know if y'all picked up on it. I'm going to start here. On December 15th, Canelo moves up to super middleweight to challenge WBA regular champion Rocky Fielding. He is a champion, okay? And the rules allow a champion to request a special fight. So Canelo's a champion, and he just won the belt, right? Canelo just won the WBC middleweight title of the world. He's a champion. and the rules allow a champion to request a special fight. So why didn't Sean Porter, excuse me, drink some water. Why didn't Sean Porter request a special fight with Errol Spence then? Okay. Why didn't why I mean, he a champion. Then why Sean Porter couldn't request a special fight? So why Sean Porter got 3 mandatories? Keith Thurman, Andre Berto, and a mandatory out of left field, or Yordenis Ugas. You know what I'm saying? Yordenis Ugas. I'm just saying, man. I just read. Like I said, I read it before, and I kind of glanced over, and I'm on the move, man. I just came from the grocery store and getting out the shower, making sure my dog's straight. You know, my daughter's straight. So, I mean, it's just so much hypocrisy with the WBC, man. Well, I mean, why do these fighters want to continue to put up with this bullshit, man? And I couldn't say no other way. Why? Actual facts, Angel Santos, salute. Why? Read that again. On December 15th, Canelo will move up to super middleweight to challenge WBA regular champion Rocky Fielding. He's a champion. The rules allow a champion to request a special fight. Well, why didn't Sean Porter request a special fight? Well, we know why. A particular person that runs all his financials, you know, who got a lifetime, who make his son sign a lifetime contract to be his manager and coach. I mean, who before I get back on Charlo and Triple G, I would never make my son sign no lifetime contract, you know, for him, you know, to be for me to coach him. Never. Or just be his manager. If I can't trust my son and my son can't trust me, you know, I mean, what type of relationship we got? How did I raise my son? I couldn't be very, very confident on how I raised my son. I ain't making my son sign no fucking contract because me managing him and me coaching him, that just sounded like the most shadiest stuff in the world when he did that interview on Showtime before the Danny Garcia fight. That sound like the most volatile situation that can happen. You know? Kenny a shady character, man. Seriously. He's shady, man. Make sure I hit that like button, man. But Charlo and Triple G, you know, that's a fight that should happen. I agree with Mauricio Sulaiman Jr. And I said I think Charlo should really have a strong fight versus Triple G before he get to Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And I would have liked to see him fight Triple G. I wasn't against that. You know, Triple G had a close disputed fight in some people's opinion. I thought he lost. But, hey, it was a close fight. Why not put him against the mandatory interim title holder? Now, if Jamal Charlo would have came out and say, no, I ain't trying to fight him. I earned my title shot. And he wasn't trying to fight Triple G, then I would have my questions. But he said, bring it on. But Triple G, all of a sudden, you know, he traveling the world and enjoying life. And I ain't mad at him. But once you just talking about you was fighting in December, you know what I'm saying? Once you talking about he was just fighting in December, remember, he said, I want to come back in December after the Canelo fight. If you feel like you won and you won the fight, well, shit, you might as well come back in December anyway. All of a sudden, they say Charlo, and Charlo put these Instagram photos of him and Triple G. And then after Charlo beat Hugo Centennial Jr., he say, Triple GGG, I was in the building. GG, we want GGG. All of a sudden, the most feared man in boxing that fell back. And don't tell me ain't no money in Charlo and Triple G. Al Hammond gonna pay Triple G. He gonna get paid more than he get paid right fighting anybody else besides Charlo. I mean, besides Canelo. There's a fight that boxing need. You know, why not? Young, powerful punching Charlo. We want to see his chin tested. We want to see if he can take the pressure and body shots of Canelo. Triple G. You know, Triple G could become a legend. You know, Charlo killer. Mansour Watson, salute. Charlo killer. I mean, shit, people gonna put you in the Hall of Fame for stopping the Charlo hype train. And then you might get a 2-for-1. You know, big little brother want to come up and fight you then. You know what I mean? People would love to see Triple G humble the Charlo twins or Jamal Charlo and both of them. Man, that's legendary right there. But I've been through this when Abel Sanchez on Dante Boxing Nation saying You know, he ain't deserve it. He got to do this and that, and they didn't want to fight. Well, he set the table for that months ago, before we thought this was a topic of discussion. So they must see something in Charlo, or they must know something in Charlo that we don't know, because ain't none of them trying to fight him. So, I mean, what's the next move for the WBC then? I mean, what y'all think? What y'all think the WBC can do, man? I'm gonna get the chat interacting in this one. You know, what y'all think the WBC should do? You know, what you think the WBC should do? You know, let's go through the top. Let's go through the top. Top 20. I mean, the top 15. Yeah, okay. My rankings loading. Okay, number 1. All right, you got the champion and Saul Canelo Alvarez. You got the interim title holder, mandatory Jamal Charlo. Then number 1, you got Gennady Golovkin. Then number 2, you got Martin Murray. All right, Martin Murray can't come to the United States, so Triple G would have to go. I mean, Charlo had to go to the UK to fight Martin Murray. David Lemieux, number 3. Camille Zermatt, number 4. Willie Monroe, number 5. Ryota Murata, number 6. Jason Quigley, number 7. Jack Colclough, number 8. Yamaguchi Falcoa, number 9. Sergey Derevchenko, number 10. All right. In actuality, if they wanted to, they in the top 5. They can order Jamal Charlo versus Willie Monroe and do that as the mandatory. Because I guarantee you, if Canelo Alvarez was in this position and Jamal was the title holder, okay, and Canelo was the interim title holder, and Canelo chose to fight Willie Monroe, they would make Willie Monroe versus Canelo the final title eliminator for a Charlo fight. I guarantee you. I don't know why Martin Murray rated so high. Alex Santos said the WBC should drop Triple G from their rankings if it ain't gonna follow the rules. Exactly. That's a video in itself. That's a video going up, man. That's becoming a video. Great video request. You didn't even know it. I'm putting that out in the universe. That's an excellent topic to talk about, man. That's an excellent topic to talk about. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna write that down. You know, that's excellent. Yeah, I would say it's a 50-50 fight. Or I wouldn't mind people favoring Triple G in this fight. I said it from the beginning. I would say it's a 50-50 fight. But the way Triple G acting, I think he must know something we don't know. Corey Lee, salute. Boy, you been lacking, boy. Corey Lee been lacking. Travis Spear, salute. Man, come on, Corey Lee, man. I know it's the holiday time, man. You trying to get that OT, but, man, it's money on YouTube. You let me get it all, man. You let me get it all, man. Antho Lockhart, put it in black and white. Mandate Triple G to fight Charles, and the winner must fight Canelo, or Canelo gets stripped of the belt. Put it on paper and get it notarized. Agreed. Lawrence Williams, salute. Did Canelo duck a drug test? No, he didn't duck a drug test. He didn't have to take a drug test the last 6 or for his 6-month suspension, just like Billy Joe. Billy Joe had to take a drug test for 6 months. But Billy Joe Saunders can't enter the WBO rankings for 3 months, for 9 months altogether. 3 months after that. Corey Lee said he going live tonight. Fuck it. I done motivated him to go live. Why Triple G rated number 1 after the loss? But when Sean Porter lost to Kell Brook, he dropped all the way to number 12 after the IBF rankings in 2014. Well, that's the IBF, and that's the WBC. IBF is more thorough. You know, they're more technical than by the book, excuse me, than the WBC. They looked at Triple G, like he said in the article. He said Triple G barely lost it by a dispute. I mean, who you gonna rank higher than Triple G in the WBC, man? Like I said, I ran it off again. You gonna put Martin Murray, Dave Lemieux, Camille Zermatt, I never heard of him. Willie Monroe, Ryota Murata, Jason Quigley, Jack Colclough, Yamaguchi Falcoa, Sergey Derevchenko, Luis Arias, Hugo Centennial Jr., Escavilla Falcoa, Yamaguchi Falcoa brother, Mark Hefferon, Aleem. Who you gonna put over him? You know, You can put none of them over Gennady Golovkin. But like Alex Sanchez said, if Golovkin don't follow the rules and don't fight Charlo, I wouldn't sanction. Let me say that, and that's gonna go in the video as well too. I wouldn't sanction if Triple G don't want to fight Charlo. I wouldn't sanction Canelo versus Charlo. I would strip Canelo. And I tell Canelo straight up, if he didn't want to, Triple G don't want to follow the rules, we ain't sanctioning that fight. Either you fight Charlo, or you get stripped for fighting Triple G, period. Or you get stripped in general. You get stripped. Okay, Lawrence Williams say Camille is a good fighter from Poland. I gotta check him out. But he gets stripped, dog. Fuck with me. He gets stripped. No two ways around it. I'm stripping him. Good for I think Luis Arias lost. I saw Rosado beat. I didn't see that fight. I didn't see him. I missed it, but I caught the rest of them. Yeah, Rosado versus Boo Boo. Yeah, Boo Boo supposed to be tuning up in Rhode Island. Eddie Hearn said he wanted to get Boo Boo back in good shape, so fuck it. Boo Boo looked terrible his last fight. I don't care what nobody say. He ain't look like the Boo Boo that I first seen. He need to get back in shape, in fighting shape. Lockhart say, yeah, the IBF got their mind right for corruption for back in the day, so now they do it the right way. Yep. Gangsta P, when was the last time Mikey Garcia or the WBC lightweight champion fought a mandatory? Well, let me explain that. Zintin Chinian, who got knocked out in Brooklyn and Queens this year, he was Jorge Linares's mandatory for the WBC title at lightweight. Jorge Linares didn't want to fight Chinian. He didn't want to fight him. So Mikey Garcia came back and fought, and took a tune-up or something. He came back and fought Chinian because Jorge Linares did not want to fight Chinian. So that's how Mikey Garcia ended up with the WBC title instead of Jorge Linares, from what I understand. And that's why Jorge Linares is the Diamond WBC, or was the Diamond WBC champion, because he didn't want to fight Chinian. Because Chinian had a reputation for knocking cats out, and Jorge Linares had a reputation for his face getting cut open and getting knocked out. So, yep. So Chinian was a WBC mandatory. So, yep. So, they killed two birds with one stone. So, Luke Campbell was supposed to be the mandatory to Mikey Belt. Shit. So, then, from what I understand, Lomachenko is going to be fighting the IBF title holder after this. So, Richard Comey is fighting some guy for the IBF. And whoever win that, they go in agreement. So Lomachenko gonna have all the belts except for the WBC title. So I understand Robert Jr. He just had a turkey giveaway yesterday in Toledo. I wish I would have been able to do a video. If anybody in Toledo could have got a free turkey. But he might be moving up to 140. So yep, the WBC gonna do what's right for Mexican fighters, man. At the end of the day, only thing the WBC care about is Mexican fighters and money. And if you ain't Mexican and you ain't got money, or you ain't got money, you ain't. Yeah, they gonna put you on ice for as long as they can. But if you Mexican and you got money, or if you got money like Floyd, if you Canelo, man, I don't expect the WBC to do right by Charlo. Let me say that, because if the WBC want to do right by Charlo, they order Willie Monroe versus Jamal Charlo. If Triple G don't want to fight him, drop Triple G out the rankings. They drop Triple G out the rankings, and Charlo and Canelo next year, period. And if Canelo don't want to fight, Canelo and Charlo next year. If Canelo don't want to fight Charlo in May, he got to pay whatever step aside money Charlo want. Every time he don't want to fight Charlo, if he pay him to step aside, or they got to fight, or they got to strip him. And I told y'all this, man. It was reported about a few weeks ago that they're headed for an epic purse bid, and loser walk away and drop their belt, or drop their mandatory rankings. But don't sleep on if they order, Danny Jacobs and Charlo and say they, it's the mandatory for Canelo or some funky stuff like that. They do what they want to do. Exactly, Edwin. Sanctioned bodies pick and choose who they mess with. But at the end of the day, like I say, man, if you got money or you Mexican or you got Mexican and you money, that's what they're gonna ride with. Here in my hood, Texas, they gonna make Charlo fight Triple G first. Well, Triple G don't want to fight Charlo. So you can't make Triple G do something that he refusing to do. And like I said before, if Triple G go over to the zone and they make Canelo and Triple G 3, you know, and the WBC should strip Canelo Alvarez. Because Triple G should be dropped from their rankings for not following their rules. And if Canelo don't fight Charlo next, you know, then you gotta strip Canelo unless he play Charlo some step aside money. And if I'm Charlo, I need at least 500,000 or better for my step aside money. You know, but I ain't taking no step aside money. I want my fight. You know? And when Canelo dropped the belt, ain't nobody gonna think nothing bad about Canelo. People gonna rationalize why Canelo dropped that belt. You know, oh, Canelo dropped the belt because, you know, Charlo didn't bring no money to the table. You know what? Charlo wasn't trying to come to the zone. You know, Charlo didn't even deserve to fight, man. Triple G, man. Triple G, Triple G didn't want to fight him, man. But they still should have mandated him to fight like 7 mandatory before Canelo. I'm trying to tell you. KQKC Boxing, salute. Make sure y'all go subscribe to KQKC Boxing. Chicago in the house. Mikey Garcia unified already this year. Decaf, so did Jared Hurd. Yeah, I don't know who he's talking about, but we already knew he unified. What is he talking about? Maybe he talking to somebody in the chat. I think he is. Talk to somebody in the chat. Yep. Let me see. Yep, but that's what it is, man. That's what the situation should be. Since Triple G, like Alex Santos says, since Triple G don't want to fight Charlo, he should be dropped from the WBC rankings. So he try to go to the zone and fight Canelo again. You know, they don't sanction that fight. Strip Canelo and get a belt to Charlo. Period. I hate to see Charlo get handed the belt and people gonna say, well, he didn't really fight for the belt. He a paper title holder. He a paper champion. Well, Canelo and Triple G both showed y'all that was scared, and then give me Charlo versus Danny Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? Because you know Andrade ain't gonna want to come get no smoke. Billy Joe ain't never wanted no smoke. You know what I'm saying? You know, they want to let Canelo be the WBA champion or title holder. Let him be the Super WBA title holder. Because in my mind, Danny Jacobs and Charlo is the same thing as Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. That's the real lineal fight. That's the real undisputed fight. Make sure I hit that like button. I appreciate it. That's the real undisputed fight and lineal fight. If Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight right now, they the best welterweight. I don't care about Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. If Canelo drop his WBC belt and fear fighting Charlo, well, Charlo and Danny Jacobs is the real lineal title fight for me because Triple G got out the way, Canelo got out the way. And I know Andrade, he been pump faking for years. Say what you want to say. There's some hardcore Demetrius Andrade fans out there. But, boy, y'all already know what he smell like. What they do in a house party? I smell pussy. That's what he is, bro. We already know Demetrius Andrade flaw. You know? Like Afro, what does it say? Lawrence Wood said Triple G was handed WC and he was praised. And people say, well, he fought Marco Antonio Rubio. He didn't get handed the belt. He was an interim title holder, just like Charlo. He beat Hugo Centennial Jr. All right. I wouldn't mind seeing them order Dave Lemieux versus Charlo. But I feel that Charlo shouldn't have to go do that because Dave Lemieux with his own. You ordered, he fighting somebody in the top 5 right now. You know, he fights somebody in the top 5. Willie Monroe. He in y'all top 5. So you can sanction Willie Monroe and Charlo to be the title eliminator, and then the winner get Canelo the next fight in May. Josh Pop said, how well do you think Spence and Crawford do for themselves this week? They did very well for themselves. They infused some hope in the sport of boxing, but before I get into I'm going to do a long Q&A today, man. I'm going to do a longer than usual Q&A. Let's talk about the zone numbers, the attendance numbers, man. I got them. Came in on Twitter. Give me a minute. Well, I'm reading on Twitter that Leonard Ellaby said Gervonta Tank Davis and Farmer will happen, as Davis has been very vocal in demanding that unification bout. So it seems like they're gonna do, they're gonna do Tevin Farmer versus Tank. They're gonna make that happen. So I just came up, something to think about. So so something to think about. So I mean, it is what it is. That's a great fight that I want to see. Let me one second so I can look these numbers up. 1 minute, y'all. All right, here we go. All right. The 380 Hearn cards he's done in the United States so far. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the numbers? They did the attendance for Vargas Delorme was 6,235. The attendance for Andrade versus Walter K was 6,874. And there's no official numbers for Miller and Dinu. Okay. No official numbers for Dino and Big Baby Miller cards. So they failed to reach 8,000 at the Wintrust Arena. They failed to reach 8,000 at the TD Boston Garden. And I'm pretty sure they failed to reach a good number for Kansas. I'm not sure how many they done in Kansas, So yeah, it ain't been all good. Yeah, that had to be less than 3,000 people in here, man. That might have been less than 1,000 people, to be real, for Dinu and Big Baby Miller. That looked empty, bro. They moved everybody down to make it look like it was somebody there. They did it in Kansas, in the middle of nowhere. Like, do Kansas even like boxing? Like they just like Jayhawk basketball or something like that. But hey, like I say, man, I did a zone review, what they need to change. Also, Sweet Science, he did a video earlier on the zone. The zone added MLB, but not how you think. They added Major League Baseball to their lineup up, and how they added Major League Baseball. Are y'all familiar with NFL Red Zone? Who's familiar with NFL Red Zone? NFL Red Zone, if you don't know, and all my people in the UK, American football. NFL Red Zone is an NFL show that shows all the touchdowns, and all the touchdowns and all the times the team makes it to the red zone. Now the red zone is 20 yards from you scoring the touchdown. Okay. They show all the highlights of teams in the red zone, big plays, and all the touchdowns from around the league. So they're going to do Monday through Friday on the zone. They're going to do MLB version of red zone. So they're going to show all the highlights around baseball, all the scoring runs around baseball for the entire day. I think that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Baseball is the fastest, most dying sport in America. Baseball is the fastest, most dying sport in America, period. Death on a dinner plate. Death on a dinner plate. Why would you invest into another dying sport? Now, if they would have did the NBA red zone, that would have been great. If they can get the NFL red zone there, that would have been great. For $10 a month, NFL red zone, even though it's only the package on Comcast or Xfinity, it's like $4 or $5 for the red zone package, and it comes with tennis channel, stuff of that nature. No, I don't think Spencer's scared of Crawford. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So, they added an MLB red zone Monday through Friday. They're gonna show all these highlights. They purchased it. They purchased the rights to baseball for $300 million. John Skipper and the other guy is an idiot. You're gonna invest all this money in boxing, and boxing is not a marquee sport in America. Okay, listen here, John Skipper, y'all listening. Then you go invest in the next worst sport, in one of the worst sports in America, the fastest dying sport in America. The fastest dying sport in America. You go invest $300 million into baseball. Don't nobody care about baseball. You could have bought an NFL. You could have bought a baseball team for $300 million. Baseball teams are depreciating in value. Don't nobody want to. ESPN barely want to show MLB highlights. First Take or Undisputed don't talk about the MLB. Why would you go invest $300 million in the MLB? That was the dumbest thing they could have done. Dumbest thing they could have done, man. Nobody care about the MLB, man. They fan base is dying. They fan base don't even know how to use an app. All the hardcore baseball fans are about to die. The majority of them. Baseball is one of the funnest sports to play. Period. You know, I probably was like one of the last generations where all the kids still went to go play t-ball or baseball. Kids don't do that no more. All these kids, these kids pick up a basketball, pick up a football, and they train like grown men from age 5. You got 5-year-olds with basketball coach, 5-year-olds with football coach and meal prep plans. You know what I'm saying? You got babies. You got babies out here training to be football professionals and basketball professionals at 5 years old in America. When if they put their energy into baseball and soccer, a lot of black kids, you know how much money they make? You know, but hey, Q&A. Y'all got any questions related to boxing? Let's get it, man. I want to do a nice lengthy Q&A, man. So I want to do about a full hour Q&A. At least 30 minutes. You know, full Q&A hour, man. Any questions y'all got to ask? I mean, I think Tevin Farmer and Gervonta Tank Davis was supposed to fall. It was supposed to fall, in my opinion, on the Broner and Pacquiao card, but I don't think it's gonna fall on Broner and Pacquiao card. Tank said he's not fighting on Broner card, so it leads me to believe that he might be doing his own thing. You know, I remember when I visited my fam in Houston, I had an opportunity to play baseball. That could have been one of the best things you could have did. You know, one of the best things, but hey, it is what it is. You know, but yeah, talk about Tevin Farmer, man. Until y'all got any questions, man, y'all can ask him. You know, talk about Tevin Farmer, man. I think it's I think Tevin Farmer and Gervonta Tank Davis it's a decent fight. It's a really, really decent fight. But it's gonna be a massacre. You know, Tank Davis gonna kill Tevin Farmer. He know it, and that's why they might allow Tank Davis to go over to the zone for one fight and beat the crap out of him. So anytime somebody send their fighter to another network, it's either the fighter demanded it, all right, the fighter even demanded it, or they got a lot of confidence in the fighter. He gonna go over there and win. So at the end of the day, Tevin Farmer gonna get what he wish. He gonna get what he wish. So he goes out there, he beats Abner Mares, he unifies with Tevin Farmer, and then he need to go after Burchett. And then, you know, if you can't get Ito, then you go move up to 135 and get ready to fight Lomachenko. Kyle Murray about to get ready to go to MLB and break the bank. Yes, money in MLB, but ain't no fans in it. You know, Tevin Farmer is a 70-30 fight. In my opinion, it's a 90-10 fight, bro. I think I'm being nice. Tevin Farmer is not a good fighter. Tevin Farmer defense is overrated. I watched Billy Dibbs. Billy Dibbs is ancient touch up Tevin Farmer. Real talk. Billy Dibbs was touching Tevin Farmer up. If Tank Davis hit him with half them punches, man, he gonna get knocked out, man. You know, what's your thoughts on Maroon Watson? What's going on, Mansoor Watson? Excuse me. What's going on, brother? Always in the comment section. I see. He said, "What's your thoughts on Earl Spence not using VADA testing?" He ain't mandated to use it. He ain't. You know, He ain't mandated to use it. So if they use, they use. Mikey Garcia said they was getting tested. So we'll wait and see. I know he used USADA. But what about all these other fighters out here in these other countries? I don't want to say third world countries, but all these other countries that don't do testing at all. You know, all these other fighters around the country don't do no testing. A lot of them don't. You know, Muhammad Ali didn't do no VADA testing. Mike Tyson didn't do no VADA. A lot of these dudes didn't. This is a trend that Floyd started, but I would like to see him in it. But obviously they had, in my opinion, they had cheaters that was taking VADA that got slaps on the wrist. Oh, I ate bad meat. Oh, this and that. You had, I mean, them dudes still juicing wild on VADA. So this ain't cheater proof because it's not 365. These dudes only take random drug and blood and piss tests, you know, when they sign up, when they got a fight coming up. So if they ain't got no fight coming up, let's say they got a fight coming up in May, you know, and they ain't signed a contract in the middle of February. So you got the half of February left. You got March, April, and then you'll fight in May. So you probably only taking a drug test for 2 months. So the rest of the year you can put whatever you want to put in your body, and then you can cycle off of it and still reap the benefits 2 months down the line. So I don't read nothing into it, because when somebody tell me why didn't Canelo Alvarez get popped while he was hot, you know, why he tested hot, why he didn't have to take a drug test for 6 months. You tell me that. So I don't care what Earl's been. If he ain't in VADA, so be it. Canelo was out for 6 months. A known PD user that people had suspicions for years about. For 6 months, he got suspended for piss test. Well, getting caught for 2 failed drug tests for Buterol. He got suspended by Nevada State Athletic Commission and didn't have to do a VADA drug test or a random drug test or piss in a cup for 6 months. And then refused to join VADA, you know, until Triple G pushed his hand. So I don't think nothing of it. If the IBF don't mandate him to do VADA, so be it. If you want to do USADA or he don't want to take one at all, man, this dude's cheating. That's on that shit, man. This dude's cheating. That's still taking that test. So ain't nothing foolproof. So I really don't have I don't care if Sean Porter ain't gonna fight him and they want to get it in the VADA 365. Mandate the Sean Porter fight. And if he don't take it for the Sean Porter fight, then I got my suspicions. But you got plenty of fighters like Alexander Povetkin that popped hot in the beginning of the year, end of the year, with Stavern and Wilder back Wilder and Stavern. And he get ranked back in the top 5. It ain't no punishment for guys to get that piss test hot or that dope hot. You know, you get a slap on the wrist, people forget about it. But you got people that insinuate the Charlos on this. Errol Spence on that, but you got guys that's really cheating that people still supporting, like Povetkin. Roy Jones said, "I'm gonna see Povetkin run down on Wilder." Come on. And American fighters, man, of the past, they gotta do a better job of backing our American fighters. You got Roy Jones salivating and lusting over all these Eastern European fighters, but he don't care nothing about his current fighters on TV. He tried to keep it non-biased. I don't think he do enough. You know, Lennox Lewis shouldn't have to be representing Deontay Wilder and representing what's right in the sport of boxing between Wilder and Joshua. He shouldn't be the only one. Mike Tyson shouldn't be out here buck dancing and over in the UK. Man, I can't stand the fighters of yesterday right now. That's supposed to make sure the game in good shape. Sugar Ray Leonard around here playing both sides. Mike Tyson around here on Anthony Joshua's side, and you know, Holyfield and Lennox Lewis getting, they haters, man. They hating on Joshua. What happened to backing your own fighters, man? No matter how sloppy Deontay Wilder is, what has Deontay Wilder done to people for people to hate him so much? Because he's special. That's what it is. Anthony Joshua ain't did nothing but been a coward. And Lennox Lewis called him a coward, basically, and people still supporting him. Oh, Lennox Lewis wrong for that. What was Lennox Lewis wrong about? If we want to see the best fight the best? Y'all be calling Muhammad Ali. Y'all be talking shit about Muhammad Ali. If he was alive, he could talk and say the same thing. Would people be mad at Muhammad Ali? Would y'all turn on Muhammad Ali if Joe Frazier was alive and said the same thing? You see big George Foreman. He been out here bug dancing for the man. He's swerving down Mikey Garcia going to beat Errol Spence. He may be right. But he supposed to be out here too. Same person that checked Harold Letterman, well, not Harold Letterman, but Larry Merchant, before I get to the questions, that made the ally comment about Prince Nazim. He said, "Oh, you're going too far now." Where that at about the black fighter? Where he at? Where he at? Our fighters of yesterday don't provide no protection or no support other than a few for our current fighters. It ain't nobody that's saying, "Oh, this guy should be fighting the best." It ain't no reason this guy should be ducking. This is what need to be done. It ain't no leader. It ain't no leader. Ain't no leader out here, man. Ain't nobody saying what should be going on in boxing and look up to these fighters. These fighters don't look at them as big bro. Ain't no overseeing boxer right now. Oh, a whole bunch of coons. You know, when I say coons, I don't mean as far as, you know, black coonery, but I mean fighter on fighter coonery. You know, ain't nobody. You got people in the UK that support their fighters and say what need to be done. We don't have no voice in American boxing. It ain't no voice powerful enough that move all these boxers and can tell boxers when they right or wrong. Everybody just want to be politically correct and they want to protect they ties to Russia and stuff like that. It's just disgusting, man. It's just, it ain't nobody with a YouTube channel out of the fighters or out here saying when everybody want to play both sides and be politically safe. It ain't nobody that ain't got no filter, bro. That's gonna tell these fighters about themselves. And it's sad, man. Let me go on to the questions, man. I went on too long. Brian, hey dude, that Porter is fighting with Top Rank. Hey dude, that Porter is fighting is top. I don't know what you're talking about. Rico Montana, Cloud World Media, Brian Jennings or Big Baby? That's a good fight. Big Baby so damn big though, bro. Brian Jennings so small. I don't know, man. Like I said, Big Baby got a chance. Anybody? He gonna outweigh Brandon Jennings by 95 pounds, right? Brian Jennings come in. Excuse me. Brian Jennings come in at 1. He come in at 220. Big Baby Miller probably come in at 315. Yeah, he outweigh him by 95 pounds. That's a lot. I think Brian Jennings is the better fighter, but I'm gonna roll with Brian Jennings. But I think Big Baby might weigh too much. At what round you think Farmer gets stopped? The third. If that, I think I'm being honest. I think about the third round. Tank gonna come in shape for that fight, especially if he let Tank fight Abner Mares first. He go right into a Tevin Farmer fight. He gonna butcher Tevin Farmer fast, man. It might be a round or two. I'd be nice to say 3. Big Gucci Home Sports TV. Remember I said it first. Errol Spence stopped Crawford in 8. All right. Who wins, Burchett or Ito? I haven't seen Ito fight, man, so I can't speak on that. But I like Burchett a lot. Alex Santos, UKD are a garbage. Exactly. Conti is the last dude to hear. Yeah, exactly. Who wins? Anuyuwa, Luis Nery. Oh, you gonna have the audacity to talk about Luis Nery cheating ass. I'm going with Anuyuwa. Especially if Luis Nery ain't got that Mexican meat in his system. You know, especially if he ain't got that Mexican meat in his system. You feel me? I lost my place, man. I'm about to I'm on my phone now. Okay, I'm coming down. I only heard of Vada just a couple years ago. Yeah, Floyd was doing USADA. USADA handled Olympic testing. Victor Conti, the head of VADA, I heard, or some big wig in VADA. I don't trust him, bro. That was Mansour Watson that asked that. Sweet Science, what's the biggest fight the zone could make? Probably Triple G Canelo 3. Yep. I think Triple G Canelo 3, Danny Jacobs Triple G 2, Danny Jacobs Canelo. If Danny Jacobs signed with the zone, Big Baby versus Jarrell Miller, Jacobs versus Andrade versus Triple G, Andrade versus Canelo. I think those are the biggest fights they can make. Why don't fighters shit for testing? What? I don't know why you would shit for testing. Hopefully you phrased that wrong, Games PP. Did you hear they canceled the test after the fight between Triple G and Canelo? So fishy, and Teddy Atlas said it too. Oh, I didn't know they canceled the test. I know Teddy Atlas was talking junk because he thought Canelo still was on something. You know. If they cancel the post fight drug test for Triple G and Canelo, you know that's crazy. That's super duper crazy. That's super crazy. That's something they won't make public information though, for real. I'm coming down right now. All the comments. Vada on some BS anyway. Yeah, anything to do with Victor Conte, man, I don't trust it. Povetkin versus Jarrell Miller is easy work for Miller. Povetkin done, especially if they do they do random drug testing. That's against CP. Alex Santos, the veteran American fighters love going against the grain. Yup. All they so it's subjective. You know what I'm saying? They so subjective when it comes to our state of fighting. They so politically correct. They so quick to go, oh, I see both sides. I think Kovalev would do. Man, they don't do nothing for our fighters, man. The fighters yesterday that's going from like yesterday's era into this era, man. The Hopkins, the Roy Jones, the Mayweather, they is pissy big brothers. They shitty big brothers. Melvin Crawford Jr., salute, brother. Alex Santos. Yeah, F. Tyson, dude got Broner on over Manny. Dude sounds stupid. Talking about Tyson Fury. Afro player. Lance Lewis keeps it real. Yup. And when you keep it real, you get hated. Melvin Crawford Jr. says Sugar Ray is on his own payroll. He been terrible though, man. As far as commentating. I didn't even listen to his commentary, but I don't want to listen to it. Vada called Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders, though. If they're soft with their punishment, that's one thing. But out in the open, these dudes cheated. Yeah, you're right. They did catch Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders, Luis Nery. Give them that. They did catch those guys. Man, everything is effed up these days, man. Liars and BITCHs as man ain't an issue. Agree. Lamont, what's going on, family? I refuse to support a B like AJ, Alex Santos. Hit the like button, Lamont. What's going on? Gangs PP, Winky Wright wanted to play both sides. Yup. Especially after he went through all the boxing politics, you would think he would be more vocal, but that's just how they is. A bunch of company men. Just like Shut Up and Dribble was talking about, a bunch of company men. How do you feel about her calling out Charlo? Man, I just want them to fight. I'm tired of hearing about it. You know, I just want to see them fight. I just want to see him fight, bro. Gangs P, Big Baby loves saying both sides. Yup, he alive. He said side of baby stand up. This dude's stupid. My Melvin Crawford Jr., how come Leonard Ellaby doesn't want Farmer right now? Because they already had Mares in mind. He supposed to fight Mares in December. But Tank got in trouble. That's what happened. Tank got in trouble. Were you impressed with Clarissa Shields' last fight? It was all right. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched most of it. It was all right. I thought she could have did better. She coming back December 8th on HBO, though. Farmer on Twitter saying a female boxer will beat his next opponent. He knows he's fighting a bum. Yeah, he's fighting Francisco Fonseca. I think Gervonta Tank Davis beat him on a McGregor Mayweather undercard. Now Mike Tyson, he excited of Manny Pacquiao. He both excited Manny Pacquiao, but didn't give Crawford props. Oh, okay. Tom Loeffler spoke on it yesterday and said he with that when they canceled the test. He probably in Mexico eating a winning steak. Hey, where did Tom Loeffler talk on that? You got the interview link or whatever? I'd like to hear it. Yeah, Lockhart. Let me know if you got that link or what media outlet you heard Tom Loeffler talk about it on. I love to touch on that in an individual video. Anybody got any other questions, man? Lockhart, let me know if you can find it real quick before I get on off here, man. I gotta do my FanDuel lineup tonight, man. It's an hour till locked in. You know, you got the big game tonight, the Rams and the Chiefs. Both defense suck, but I think Chiefs got a little bit. I mean, the Rams got a little bit better up front. Let me see. Oh, Boxing Ego. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm gonna go check it out, man. How long till Deron Ennis get a strap? Probably about 2 years. Few years. He only 21. They probably ain't gonna try to move him too long, man. He a good fighter though. He a really, really good fighter, man. So I like him a lot. Yep. Any more questions, man? I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Shout out to everybody holding us down, man. And we're gonna continue to drop that fire, man. You still got Taylor over Regis. Yep. Ain't gonna change until I guess he lose or one of them lose. Hopefully they don't. You know, Maurice Hooker versus Jose Ramirez. I like Maurice Hooker in that fight. But it depends how better Jose Ramirez getting. Jose Ramirez getting better. You know, he got the pressure. He He'd go to the body on Hooker. You know, he do got the pressure. If he got the jaw, he probably can beat Hooker. But Hooker got good movement, good boxing, showed a lot of grit. Hooker just got to develop one more punch. You know, I think the left hook is the punch that Hooker got to develop. He developed that left hook, he's gonna be a problem for anybody at that division. And he showed he can get off the canvas and whoop on you. So yeah, I like Hooker. I think I favor Hooker in that fight right now, but I think Ramirez can beat him. That's a good 50-50 fight. If Loma wins, this is man. So if Loma wins his second unification before the year out, he should be runner for fighter of the year. Nah, I don't think so. He up there though. Yeah, I'll say he a runner. Oh, runner up. Okay, runner up. Yeah, I can see that. I like Hooker. I like Usyk. I like Lomachenko. I think they're my 3. If Wilder can beat Fury impressive, that would be my 4. 4 easily. I think I would have to go with Usyk. I have to go with Usyk. Everyone said Hooker got crazy reach. Yeah, he do. He know how to use it too. Afro player said Hooker getting better with every fight. Roberts Jr. needs Derrick James in his corner. He needs something. Floyd Mayweather offered to coach him. Carissa's the best female boxer. Clarissa ain't sorry. Carissa's straight. You know, she only got 7 fights. She'll get better. Salute. Keep up the good work. By the way, 7 in a row. H-Town Texans. Deshaun Watson. Yeah, that scared me. I ain't got Will Fuller no more. Yeah, where them Charlotte, where them Carolina Panther fans at? They just happen not to show up on none of these on this stream, huh? Where them Carolina Panther fans at? Y'all know what them Lions did to them Panthers yesterday. Y'all see what them Lions did to them Panthers yesterday. I ain't believe they could do it, but they did it. Damn, they put Cam on that stretcher for good. And it's from my goddamn block. Oh, that's what's up. You think Brand got a chance with Yamaguchi? Yeah, I mean, that's a good fight. Yeah, he got a chance. Yamaguchi, pretty good fighter. Warriors got a train ran on them in Texas, too. Y'all stupid, bro. Y'all stupid. Let me get up off here, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Saints in the building. Y'all heard me. Yeah, we hear y'all in New Orleans, man. You heard me. Yeah, man, kept hearing. I hear y'all, man. It's like, nah. Lockhart say Cam lost me $875 on my pick. Yup. Them Lions will do it to you every time. Win games they ain't supposed to win. And lose games they supposed to win. That make any sense, man. But I'm gone, man. Appreciate y'all for rolling through.